Oi, you twisted dark channel fiends, Chelsea lunatics, Cole Palmer obsessives, football's grim reapers, welcome back to the shadows where the air's thick with dread and the stories bite harder than a winter frost. I'm your storyteller, the one who drags you into the murk where the beautiful game turns bloody ugly, and tonight, I've got a tale that'll claw at your guts and leave you shivering in your boots. This is The Ghost Match of Stamford Bridge, a nightmare so twisted it'll have you questioning what's real and what's cursed. We're talking Cole Palmer, Chelsea's number 20, a lad with ice in his veins and a shard of frost that's more curse than blessing. It's April 7th, 2025, nearly midnight in the UK, and tomorrow night, April 8th, Stamford Bridge is about to become a graveyard. Strap in, 'cause this ain't no fairy tale. It's a 2,000-word descent into Gothic football hell. Let's kick off. Picture Stamford Bridge, nightfall, April 8th, 2025. The air so heavy it feels like the sky's pressing down to crush you. The stadium should be dead. Chelsea's last match was 2 days ago, a 0-0 snooze against Brentford that left the fans grumbling and the players knackered. The Blues are clinging to 4th in the Premier League, 53 points from 31 games, a Champions League spot dangling like a carrot on a noose. But tonight, there's no training, no fans, no reason for the floodlights to flicker on, casting jagged shadows across the empty pitch. Old Mick, the groundsman who's been at the bridge for 40 years, is locking up late, his boots crunching on the gravel outside the Matthew Harding stand. He's seen it all. Title wins, relegation scraps, nights when the air buzzed with glory, but nothing like this. The floodlights hum, unprompted, and a low chant rolls through the air, guttural and ancient, like a crowd from a century ago. Mick's blood runs cold. He checks the stands, nothing but shadows. Then he sees it, a lone figure on the pitch, number 20, Cole Palmer, kicking a ball that don't bounce right like it's caught in a dream. Fog rolls in, thick as death, swirling around Cole like it's alive, glowing faintly blue under the fractured light. Mick squints, his heart thumping in his chest. Cole's alone, but the air's alive with noise, boots scuffing turf, a referee's whistle piercing the silence, a roar from a crowd that ain't there. Mick blinks, and the stands are suddenly packed. Hundreds of shadowy figures in old kits, their faces blurred like smudged ink, eyes hollow as graves. They're watching Cole, unblinking, their chants a low growl that vibrates through the ground. Cole's got that shard of ice in his left hand, the one he's carried since Wythenshawe days, glowing with an unnatural frost-blue light. Frost creeps up his arm like veins, snaking under his tattered Chelsea kit, the number 20 barely legible through the dirt and ice. His eyes burn with a cold, piercing glow, staring into the void. "They want a match," he mutters, his voice a blade against the silence, sharp enough to cut through the fog. Mick's seen some things in his time, players collapsing, fans fighting, even a rat the size of a cat in the tunnels. But this ain't right. He's heard the whispers about Cole, the lad they call the Cold King, the one who's notched 25 goals and 13 assists this season, but leaves a trail of bad luck wherever he goes. Car crashes, vanishings, rival teams crumbling. Some say it's coincidence, others say it's the shard, a cursed relic from a night in 2002 when a shadow marked Cole at birth. But this is something else. Mick's frozen, watching from the tunnel, as the air grows colder, his breath fogging like he's in a freezer. The chants grow louder, and the pitch shifts, cracks spiderweb across the grass, icy tendrils snaking out, freezing footballs mid-roll. Then they appear. The Blackthorn Rovers, a team from 1905, Chelsea's first-ever season, stepping out of the fog like they've clawed their way from the grave. The Rovers are spectral, their tattered black kits hanging off skeletal frames, their eyes burning red with a malice that survived a century. Mick's heard the old tales. Groundsmen passed them down like heirlooms. In 1905, Chelsea played an unrecorded friendly against the Blackthorn Rovers, a local side with a chip on their shoulder. It was a bloodbath, 7 sent off, a riot in the stands, 3 players vanishing into the night. The game was scrubbed from history, but the whispers lingered. The Rovers swore revenge, their captain vowing to return when the bridge runs cold. Now, 120 years later, Cole's curse has woken them. The shard pulses in his hand, a heartbeat of ice, and the ghost match begins. Rovers versus Chelsea 2025, with Cole as the lone blue on the pitch. The Rovers move like shadows, their boots leaving no mark on the frost-bitten grass. Cole don't flinch. He's faced worse, carried the weight of the shard through every goal, every assist, every whisper of doom. He dribbles through them, frost trailing his boots like a comet's tail, and slots 1-0 top corner, the ball screaming past a ghostly keeper who don't even move. The crowd howls, a sound that cracks the sky, a mix of rage and anguish that makes Mick's knees buckle. The Rovers fight back, hard. A striker, all bones and shadow, charges at Cole, his tackle a blur of malice, but Cole's up in a flash, shard blazing in his hand. He scores again, 2-0, a curling shot that freezes the net solid. The ghosts scream, their forms flickering, fading a bit, but their red eyes burn brighter, their hunger growing. Halftime hits and Cole's breathing hard, his breath fogging in the frigid air. Ice runs through his veins, the shard's power a double-edged blade that keeps him untouchable, but takes its toll. He's alone on the pitch, the ghostly crowd still chanting, their voices a dirge that echoes through the empty stadium. In the dugout, a hooded figure looms, the same one from Cole's past, the shadow that gave him the shard all those years ago. "Finish it," it whispers, its voice a rasp of gravel that sends shivers down Mick's spine. Cole nods, his glowing eyes unyielding, and the second half kicks off. The Rovers are relentless. Goals fly in, 2-1, then 2-2, their spectral striker moving like a wraith, his shots defying physics. Cole's kit's torn, blood trickling down his shin from a tackle that should have broken bone, but he's still standing, the shard burning hotter in his grip. The crowd's chants grow frantic, their forms flickering like a dying flame. Cole's got one chance to end this. He takes the ball, dribbles past 3 Rovers, their hands clawing at him like the dead reaching from a grave, and unleashes a shot. 3-2, top bins, the ball shattering the post with a crack of ice. The crowd's scream is deafening, a wail of defeat, and they start to fade, their curse breaking under the weight of Cole's power. The final whistle blows, a ghostly echo that reverberates through the stadium, and the Rovers vanish, their red eyes snuffed out. But one lingers, a skeletal figure in a tattered black kit, pointing at Cole with a bony finger, a silent promise of return. Then it's gone, and the fog lifts, leaving Stamford Bridge silent once more. Mick's shaking, his hands trembling as he clutches the tunnel railing. He's seen a lot in 40 years, but this'll haunt him till he's in the ground. The next day, Chelsea's training like nothing happened, the lads laughing and joking under the spring sun. Mick tells them what he saw, his voice cracking as he describes the ghost match, the Rovers, the crowd. They laugh it off, mad old Mick seeing things again, but Cole don't. He's quiet, the shard hidden in his bag, its glow dim but still alive. "They'll be back," he says, his voice low, his eyes flickering with that icy blue. X lights up that day. Fans post blurry pics of the stands from the night before, swearing they see faces in the shadows, hollow eyes staring back. Chelsea's next game's Ipswich, April 13th. A must-win to keep their Champions League hopes alive. But the question hangs heavy. Will the ghosts of Stamford Bridge follow? Will Cole's curse hold? Or has he just stoked a darker fire? So, Dark Channel fam, what's your take? Did the ghost match really happen, or is Mick losing it? Is Cole Palmer's icy curse a blessing or a noose tightening around Chelsea's neck? Drop your thoughts below. Will the Rovers return to haunt the bridge, or is this just the beginning of something colder? Smash that subscribe button, 'cause this ain't the end of the Cold King's tale. Stay haunted, you legends. The shadows are only getting deeper.